Hi there. My name is Tara Antle, nutritionist in private practice with Healthy Balance Holistic Health Group. It's so exciting. The Tely is up and running again in July, I think on Sunday coming. It's the first time in 3 years as we're back in the summer. So I've got a few tips that might help because we are anticipating a hot, sunny day. And there might be things that you could do as a runner to be able to help you get through that finish line. Some exciting news to share from the clinic since our last video. We have registered massage therapist Denise Kehoe with us now. She's accepting new clients, so we're delighted to have Denise. She's an experienced registered massage therapist and has been working for several years in and around the St. John's area. We also have Roxanne Sullivan, who is an esthetician and does holistic facials. So she uses all organic products that are shipped in from France, practices some Reiki while she's doing facials, and sometimes a little bit of a shoulder massage. I had a few done myself, and they're absolutely amazing. I love it when you come out of treatments like that and you feel like a bowl of jello. As well, Pamela Martin McDonald is still with her clinic, and she also practices Reiki, yoga, meditation. Our counselors are still there, Heather Hopkins and Catherine Tansley. With everything that's been going on with COVID over the last several years, they've been kept quite busy. As a nutritionist in private practice, it's been really, really busy since the spring came in. There's a shift I'm seeing, and a lot of physician referrals. We've been flat out, to be honest, which is great. So it's nice to see that there's life, I guess, learning to live with COVID as we move forward. So with the Tely coming up, the idea came to talk just about a couple of ideas. First thing I will say, it's not recommended to try anything new on a day of a race or an activity. So the tips I'm going to give today are going to be pretty general and nothing too drastic. I've worked with athletes over the years, so I've been working with runners in terms of training for Tely 10, half marathons, full marathons, Ironman competitions, so the full gamut. It takes time to implement change. Some have had great successes and have had personal bests crossing the finishing line with training and nutrition mixed together. And others, that drastic change. I worked with one athlete who had run the Tely 10 probably 9 or 10 years in a row, an avid athlete. He could never beat his own time by about 60 seconds. And we worked together for about 6 weeks before the Tely 10 one year, and he chipped about 9 minutes off his time, which is incredible. Another lady that I worked with had just retired. So any age we can get going at running. Had just retired and started running and joined a running club and ran her first Tely 10. We worked together. She ran the Cape Cabot that fall. And then the following year when she ran the Tely 10, because she was more conditioned, she had practiced the things we had talked about for the whole year. And she chipped 26 minutes off her time, which is pretty incredible when we look at it. So a few tips I'm thinking. First thing, typically what we see with Tely 10, and keep in mind that, yes, it went ahead last fall, but we haven't had it in the summer in a long time. So it's going to be a little bit of adjustment being back in that environment and being around that many people because we really haven't, had this experience like this before. And then plus a hot, humid day. So I'm really going to talk about hydration. It's going to be a big thing. We hear a lot of times that runners hit the wall, so to speak. And typically what we see on routes between St. Clair's and the fire station up on Harvey Road or Marchant Road, Military Road, whatever that road is next to Parade Street, we see that a lot of people there start fumbling and falling and passing out. And that's what we call hitting the wall. And typically it's a lack of carbohydrates, a lack of water, or a lack of sodium. So we're really going to talk about the hydration of the fluid balance and the sodium content for today, because it's not too drastic to switch up. I wouldn't recommend switching up anything with what you're doing carbohydrate wise. Do what you've done when you're practicing your long runs, have the same breakfast, be robotic with it. Don't try anything new on race day again. And keep in mind, this is very general. When I work with individuals, we get more specific on day-to-day routines, training schedules, things like that. I will also add that my services and most of the services of our health practitioners at our clinic are covered under private healthcare insurance, which is great. So if you have any questions on that, don't hesitate to reach out. In terms of hydration, You want to make sure if you carry a water belt, if you've practiced running with that water belt, what I would suggest is diluting water half and half with Powerade or Gatorade. It's not often I'd recommend a supplement like that or a drink like that, sports drinks. However, any activity that's longer than 2.5 hours, we need to replenish with a sports drink just to get the electrolyte balance out of it. Some people find that the high fructose content of those can cause a lot of GI distress. So that's why I suggest diluting it in your water bottles. If you don't carry a belt, please do not go out and buy one today or tomorrow and try for the first time on race day. It's something that you need to get used to running with. If that is the case, what I'd suggest is maybe have family or friends kind of planted along the route every so often with your diluted beverage ready to go. They will have water stands and things like that. Typically, it's not diluted, so we might use that as a little bit of an extra to help get through. Okay, so that's one thing. The other tip with sodium, because again, hot, humid weather, we're going to sweat a whole lot more. We're going to lose fluid and sodium in respiration, full gamut, right? So you want to make sure that you're adding a little bit of extra sodium to your diet. So what I would probably do with your meal on Saturday evening is add a little bit extra salt at the dinner table. So this does not mean, a lot of times we think foods that are higher in sodium, we think a takeout meal, which is typically high in fat. Please don't do that the night before your run. You're going to find that you're going to be sluggish the next day and digestion can be off. I'm just talking about the dinner table. I'd also add it to your breakfast the morning of. So just a couple little shakes out of your salt shakers, whether you're having oatmeal or eggs added at the dinner table, just to get that little bit of extra into it, because you're really going to need it, and that will help you throughout the day so you don't become dehydrated. The other thing I'm going to suggest, and I recommend this to all my athletes, is please, please, please avoid all the energy drinks, because again, the high caffeine amount is just going to spike your energy and drop and get fatigued further down the road, and it also dehydrates you, which takes away from your water balance. So really important to make sure that you're balancing that in. It gives it like a false sense of, okay, I've got so much energy, and then it just depletes and creates a need for another. So it stresses the body, and you don't need that in addition to the climate of what we're looking at today. So hopefully those three tidbits help. Mouthful to get out here today. I'm wishing all of our runners good luck. Enjoy the ride, enjoy the people, and enjoy, the participants that are, your fan club along the route, and embrace every moment of it. You're probably going to be pretty fatigued and tired. Just our brain is going to be overstimulated, so that's something that can make a difference there as well. All right, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Again, my name is Tara, nutritionist in private practice at Healthy Balance, and I look forward to watching the race and hearing all about it from my clients who are running. Take care. Bye-bye.